Hello and welcome everyone. It's Rebecca Davison, intuitive coach and mentor and founder of Find Your Bliss. Welcome to day 7 of your Ego Detox Soul Energizer series. Today I'd like to talk about a big topic. I want to talk about sexuality and what does it take to have a soulful sexuality. Now, sex can be a really highly charged topic. It's multifaceted. We see such extremes in sexuality, such as things like rape or violence or harassment in the workplace, in life, out on the streets. And then we can experience the other extreme when it comes to sexuality, when it's all about an amazing expression of joy, of love, of pleasure, of enjoyment. And the thing about sexuality is it can be so highly charged because it's such a tender and raw aspect of our own self-worth and how we see ourselves. It's really like stripping things back to the most naked aspect of ourselves, at our most vulnerable. That is where we are expressing our sexuality. So really, what does it take to bring in high frequency energy when it comes to your sexuality? So just really briefly, I want to go into 3 things today. First and foremost, I mentioned this a little bit yesterday, and that is the energy of playfulness. Now, when we are born, we are running source energy through our bodies, and the part of this is sexual energy. They're one and the same, source energy, sexual energy. We run that immediately as soon as we're born. So it's really important to recognize that if we bring in the energy of playfulness as well, we can kind of go back to a time before our sexuality even comes into development. Innocence, being childlike, again, using the imagination. So what does it take to bring some of that energy into our sexuality? Letting go of any shame, any guilt, any experiences that we may have had that have caused us pain or concern. Any experiences, if you've ever been on the receiving end of being rejected sexually, that can cut to the quick immediately in regards to our own sense of self-worth. So really bringing in the energy of playfulness, which is a high frequency energy, playfulness, having fun, being expanded, bringing in the energy of joy. So I'd encourage you to just ponder that. How can I bring in more energy of playfulness in regards to my sexuality? And that's not just within the act of sex itself. It's also in regards to expressing your sexuality. How you show up, how you connect with other people, how you like to flirt, all those aspects of your sexuality. The other thing that I'd like to talk to you about is, bringing the divine into your sex life. Often the energy that we come up against in this circumstance can often be perhaps religion and sex. And often, if there's, those two things merging, unfortunately, there has been a lot of kind of energy of shame or guilt or restriction or limitation when it comes to experiencing religion and sexuality. It's not always the case, but it can often be the case. So really, again, bringing in source energy, letting go of any of that religious dogma as such, and bringing in the energy of divine source energy. Sexual energy is the energy of creation. So how do we bring divine source into our sex life? Whether you have a partner or not. So next time you're in the act of sex, I would encourage you to see, as an intuitive tweak, lots of light coming through your body and actually moving through you through the act of sex and into the other person. If you're with yourself, then seeing it going out to the universe, but really allowing that source energy to consciously move through your body. So you're actually asking for it to be present. You're asking to be connected to that more powerful aspect of yourself. And you can be guaranteed that when you do that, that you're taking your sex life to a more expanded state. And you're going to experience a lot of amazement, a lot of wonder, a lot of awe and grace. So really allowing that energy to be present with you in your sexual self and sexual expression. The third thing that I'd like to talk about, because it leads into what I want to talk about tomorrow, is actually the energy of orgasm. Sex is incredibly powerful. You've got this huge volume of source energy moving through your body. So what I would encourage you to do is, at the point of orgasm, I would encourage you to focus on what it is that you want to manifest in your life. You know, if we're talking about sex being the energy of creation, then it's so incredibly powerful to use that energetic frequency that you're experiencing at the moment of orgasm to send that energy out into the universe and focus on and ask essentially the universe to bring you those desires. You know, when you're using that source of energy at that volume, at that level of power, you can be guaranteed that you're going to see some amazing results when it comes to your manifesting. So those are your 3 intuitive tweaks for today when it comes to sexuality, to really bring in the energy of playfulness, letting go of any lower vibrations when it comes to your sexuality, maybe doing a little bit of an inventory, sometimes the ages of our teenage years, which is when we're really starting to explore, to discover, you know, to move into sexual energy that can hold a lot of charge for us because of those are our first experiences. So maybe doing a little bit of an inventory, seeing if there's anything that you need to let go of energetically, any charges, any hurts, any old traumas, you know, even if that's physically, if that's an expression in regards to romantic relationships. Really looking at that, bringing in the energy of playfulness and letting all those other kind of contracted energies go. Asking divine source energy to be with you when it comes to the act of sex itself, but also showing up again in your sexuality, really seeing light moving through your body and the act of sex itself, and seeing what's possible to create from that energy. And the third step, of course, is when you're in the energy of orgasm, to focus on what it is that you want to manifest in those few moments, to be able to use that hugely powerful creative energy that is moving through your body to bring you your desires. So sending you lots of love and light. Thank you so much for following me on this series. It's been a joy and a pleasure. If you want to continue the conversation, I know that, you know, talking about sex, it has a big charge. If anybody was wanting to reach out to me personally, please do so. I am here to support you and to guide you and to help you be free of any blocks that you may have when it comes to your sexuality. You're welcome to send me a personal message and I can have a private conversation with you for sure. Otherwise, join in the conversation at Facebook. Let me know what you think of this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sending you lots of love and light. Looking forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye for now.